Hi, I'm Judy Romano with the Pointe Coupee Early Childhood Coalition, and I'm sitting here with Christy Broussard, a teacher at Riverside Educational Developmental Center, and we are going to go through the coaching process after there is an observation. Hi, Christy. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. I'm glad we have some time to get together to reflect on the last observation that I had, and just to refocus, our target behaviors was behavior guidance, which is class, because we always want to choose our teacher-child interaction that we want to work with, and language modeling. We also use Frog Street, and you're on theme 3, friends. And so one of the things that we were looking at with behavior guidance was children who were misbehaving or hurting another child and what to do with them. And so a lot of our focus was self-regulation and impulse control.
Right.
Now you have found that that is very hard now for your age group.
Right, correct. It's definitely something that we address daily. Sometimes more so with other children, but just to have, I like to use the words, have self-control or body control, so that they understand that they have control of their emotions and they have control of how they're responding to things.
In the observation, they were outside playing, and you were doing the outdoor play activity, Bubbles for Two, and it was having to share bubbles between two children. And I noticed or observed that Grant bit Camille, and because he wanted the bubbles for himself. And one of the things, as you interacted with them, which I want to commend you, you went to you consoled the friend that was bitten.
Correct.
And you dealt with her first, calmed her down, gave her some words to use, and then you went and discussed with Grant, who was the biter, how to be a good friend. And I loved your words and how you explained it to him that, biting hurts.
Right, biting hurts, and one of the things that we like to also remind the children is our mouths, the only thing we put in our mouths is food. And so we don't put our friends' arms or their fingers because they're not food. And so when I talked to him about, what did you do? And he said, I bit Camille. And I said, but is she food? And he said, no, she's not food. She's a girl. So we try to remind them that, our extremities are not for biting. If you're frustrated, we can tell our friend, I don't like that, or just find words that we can use to express rather than our teeth.
So have you found that using the strategy of tending to the victim first, then dealing, how has that impacted their?
Well, we're trying to establish empathy with this age group especially. So I will take a wet cloth that we have, wipes outside, and I gave it to Camille and told her to put it on, and showed Grant, this is where you bit her and this hurt, so this is what we're going to put on, and can you give Camille a hug to let her know that you're sorry, and he can do this to say I'm sorry. And that really has helped try to reinstill empathy within them, to let them know that, it doesn't just physically hurt, but they emotionally hurt that child too, because this is my friend and my friend is hurting me. And so that's really helped to establish what empathy is, as well as what it means to use proper technique or proper body language or, whatever to deal with situations that they're not happy with.
Exactly. And the other aspect to think about also is by focusing on the victim first, you're not empowering the person who hurt them.
Exactly.
That's their attention getter.
Right.
So yes, it does. And yeah. I have to tell you, watching you interact, that way with Grant, it was very positive, and he reacted in a very calm manner, you know, and having him sit by you and for you to discuss it with him, it seemed to have a very positive effect
Yes.
on him.
Yes.
As an extension of what you've been doing, I thought about this book for you. Teeth
Okay.
Are Not for Biting. And one of the things about this book is that once you send Grant to the cozy corner, you might want to go and read it with him or with any and with all of the rest of the children.
Sure.
I also put some little notes in here
Okay.
because once, you know, we have a book, if we read it first and we jot down what we want to emphasize or questions that we want to ask, we can take them to the next level of thinking skills.
Okay.
So I'm going to go over this book with you as
Okay.
if you were Grant.
Okay.
And this is called, what do you think this book is about?
Smiling.
Smiling, you're close. And what is the little girl pointing at?
Her teeth.
Her teeth. The name of our book is Teeth Are Not for Biting. Crunch, crunch. Teeth are strong and sharp. Can you crunch? Crunch, crunch. Yes. And I put a note here that you would model and that the child would imitate.
Okay.
Crunch, crunch, crunch. Teeth can help you chew. Tell me about what you chew.
I chew food.
You like food? What does the dog choose?
A bone.
The dog is chewing a bone. But teeth are not for biting. Ouch! Biting hurts. How do you think the little girl feels?
She's sad.
She's sad. How do you know she's sad?
She's crying.
She's crying. And do you know what to do?
We say, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Right. How many teeth do you have? You can count them now. Someday you will have 20. Wow, that's a lot. Let's count your teeth. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have lots of teeth. But you can look in the mirror and you'll be able to count your teeth. Let's do this instead. When new teeth come in, your mouth may be sore. When new teeth come in, you may want to bite. But teeth are not for biting. Ouch! Biting hurts. Can you say that?
Ouch! Biting hurts.
Yes, it does. Let's do this instead. Chew a chewy toy, drink a cold drink, take a little rest, give a hug. And that feels much better. When you feel mad or sad or cranky, you may want to bite. But teeth are not for biting. Ouch! Biting hurts. Let's do this instead. Use your words. Tell a grown-up. Take a little break. Get a hug. You can also take him to the cozy corner where he can calm down. And then get a hug from you. That feels better. What if someone bites you? Ouch! Do you bite back?
No.
No, biting hurts. You can ask a grown-up for help. Teeth are not for biting. Teeth are for smiling. Say cheese.
Cheese.
And I put a little note here that you could have your phone and take a picture of him
That's a great
smiling,
idea.
and then that way you know teeth are not for biting.
That's a great
The
idea.
end. So I brought this book, thought that it would add to your strategies and use it in the cozy corner or during reading time.
Sure.
And one of the other things that I had thought about was giving him something to chew. So like if you gave him a special cow
Okay.
in his pocket, and if for some reason he felt like biting, he could bite on his cow
That's a great idea.
because teeth are not for biting. Biting hurts. So, can you think of anything else? Do you like?
I really like this. I like implementing both of these. I think this will really help him have a different outlet since his go-to is to bite. So maybe this would help still give him that control, but he'll be biting on something that's made for biting and not our friend's arms and legs and fingers.
Yes, and I just felt it was so appropriate since you already had talked to them about they're not food.
Yes.
Their arm is not food, and how the book kind of just fits right in.
Yeah.
So they'll have another extension and a better understanding
Absolutely.
of what that means.
Absolutely.
Great. The next time I come to observe, we will continue working on behavior management, only because for the issues with the children that you have been sharing with me about, and we'll look at the strategy and see how it's implemented in other scenarios in your classroom.
Okay, great.
Great.
Thank you.